Let's start a little differently. Let's talk some AEW, and more importantly, let's talk about something that I've been waiting for a long time, and that is AEW Fight Forever, the arcade-style wrestling video game that was released last night on Xbox, PlayStation, and Nintendo Switch. So I chose to grab my copy on the Nintendo Switch because knowing that this was a game that was never meant to be a graphical phenomenon, I just figured this is something that I might like to play when I'm on the go. And after putting 4 to 6 hours into it, I can see I nailed the console that I chose it on. So I'll be very honest when I review this game, when I talk about this game. And let me preface this in the fact that I do indeed understand the exact intentions that AEW was going for when they made this game. And I will tell you that after playing 4 to 6 hours of AEW Fight Forever, I can honestly say I see the light. I see Kenny Omega hit the bullseye on what he was trying to produce. Now I understand. I get there's going to be a group of WWE fans and probably a group of my fans who start to raise their pitchforks and raise their torches and start screaming, NerdyD, don't go to the dark side. But you don't have to worry. I see this game, and I say bullseye because I see this game exactly for what it is. This is old school. This is that nostalgia. This takes me back to 6th grade NerdyD, playing WWE No Mercy with all his basketball buddies, eating pizza, taquitos, grilled cheese, hanging out, staying up all night. That's all this is. And it's a fair rendition of that. If you're expecting anything more than that, this game's probably not for you. But let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. There's a couple of things that I don't quite understand when it comes to this game just in general. For the company of the hardcore wrestling fan, right? I don't see how this game is going to appease that hardcore love of wrestling, because this is 100% a casual wrestling fan's video game. Now, I understand the argument that, hardcore wrestling fans tend to be maybe in their 30s and they played a lot of No Mercy. I understand that, but this game doesn't hit on any of the aspects that make AEW what it is. Like, this is a graphically inferior pro wrestling video game that is really something that you probably would find in like an old school arcade. It's button mashing. There's not a lot of skill to it, not a lot of high flying. I mean, it doesn't embody the AEW style of wrestling. And I'm not sure what the intention was from Kenny Omega when he planned this game out this way, but I would say, to be very honest, this is the kind of game that I would love to have if it had WWE wrestlers. Like, this is 2K. This is exactly what I want from WWE. I don't care if you guys make 2 games a year. I don't care if you make a simulation style game like WWE 2K and you continue to put all of that effort into graphical fidelity. But also, while you're at it, can you just give me this? Just give me a fun arcade-style wrestling game with WWE characters that I can play without. It's kind of a game you sit and play. You don't have to focus on it. I will say that this game hit above my expectations. 52 playable wrestlers. I think that's pretty solid for an AEW wrestling video game. It's more than I thought it would have, at least. And I think that I like the idea that at least they've talked about doing this as a game of service where you can add more characters to the roster as the game goes on. I've seen a few people online who've complained that there's not enough match types. And I'm guessing that that's probably something they can patch in or DLC or add to the game. To me, it wasn't a big downfall. Like, this is the type of game that I'm going to play with my kids. This is the type of game I'm going to play with Lauren. This is the type of game I might jump online and play a couple matches. This isn't the game where I'm building out, my WWE universe or AEW universe. This is going to be a fun distraction from time to time, But I think the biggest point that I kind of want to hit home here is that when it comes to AEW Fight Forever, the intention of it being vintage, like I said, they hit they hit it. And if that's not your cup of tea, then this 100% is not going to be a video game for you. This game will take you back to WWE No Mercy. It did a fairly good job. It updated a few things, but for the most part, that's what this game feels like. You know, and there's hiccups, there's glitches. The game kind of jumps around. I don't know if that's a Switch thing. The entrances are kind of wonky. Like, they're super duper short, but yet you have the ability to kind of alter lights or pyro. I don't know. Some of that stuff just felt, that's the part that I feel like didn't fully bake. That's the part that maybe they had good intentions, but at some point they decided we got to get this game out. It's so the way I describe this game is it's a game. It's like it's a meal that doesn't have parsley on it. There's something there. There's something there I like. There's something there that I hope 2K looks at. But it's definitely not. It's not a steak. This game's more like a chili cheese hot dog from Sonic. Like, you're gonna play it. You can play it with your friends. You're probably gonna have some indigestion while you're playing it, but it's gonna make for a couple of fun nights. And at worst, if you're a WWE guy like myself, if you're a WWE fan at heart, you understand that competition is good. Competition breeds innovation, and even a game as simple as AEW Fight Forever is going to push 2K to have to look internally and see what it is they're doing right and what it is they're doing wrong. And I think the idea of wrestling games as a game of service where they continue to update throughout the year, I think that's something that AEW is going to do, and I think it's something that they're going to do right. And I think it's something that 2K is going to have to look at, because it's pretty standard in the Madden community, and it's pretty standard in the NBA 2K series that games update as the year goes. Wrestling has kind of gotten a pass on not having to fill in the gaps of what's missing after the game comes out. Now, they've done it a little better this year, but they still tend to lag behind. Like, theme songs get out of date, character models get a little bit out of date. There's certain things they could patch in to make the game definitely better. But I think overall, you're either going to like this game or you're not. This isn't going to be one of the middle road games. If you understand what this is, you might like it. But if you had a preconceived notion that you were just going to hate this because it's an AEW game, nothing in this game is going to change that opinion. I can promise you that. So let me know if you guys bought AEW Fight Forever. Drop your gamer tags in the comments of this video. Maybe we could play a match. Maybe we can see. I've been playing with CM Punk. So if you want to play a match against me, don't pick CM Punk. That's my guy. But yeah, drop your gamer tags if you want to play a match against me. We can see how that goes. And just let me know, are you guys, does anybody like the game? Has anybody done? I know a couple people from Discord said they weren't going to buy it, but I went ahead and bit the bullet, and I'm actually happy that I bought the game.